November the 16th, 2024. Guys, you're looking at the latest update on Tropical Storm Sarah. It's still 45 miles per hour. It's moving west very slowly at 5 miles per hour. Looking at its setting right here, it's going to move right in here and move up into the southern Yucatan Peninsula, dropping from a tropical storm to a tropical low. Now, this is pretty much ending what a lot of the models are showing for Tropical Storm Sarah. Now, the spaghetti model is extended out a little further, and it's important that we look at that, maybe not for the strengthening, but what it does up the East Coast. And I mentioned this in a video a couple of days ago. And here's what we got, 6 p.m., so it's 34 minutes. Oh, this is Eastern time. And Canadian model is drifting right through here, guys, moving across the Mississippi River just south of Lake Pontchartrain, skirting the Mississippi coast, moving across the northern section of Mobile Bay and through that area. Navy model still has it coming down just north of Tampa here. But now they're not indicating strength in this particular model. Again, I don't think that's an important part. What happens when this thing comes out and starts to move north may be very important. Now, this is the Canadian model, guys, looking at the entire Atlantic. Watch right here. Watch this. You see that? That has not happened to this strength, they're saying, since 1950. What is that, 74 years or something like that ago? They're talking about a sudden drop in pressure over 24 hours that causes these bombs or bomb genesis. But that's going to be a big play coming through the weeks. I'm going to show you some of the models just for that storm. Again, here comes a storm over the Yucatan. Doesn't strengthen much, crosses with a little addition of strength through here, and then you got a pressure pushing. But this wobble right here is going to set up a bomb genesis, guys, of snow. The probabilities of it are very high. It's going to take something to change as far as where the low and high pressure systems are setting on the guidance. But this thing could be very rough, and it could affect not only just the East Coast, but because of the cold weather coming in, you may see this crossing the nation. We'll take a look at that. Now, if this plays out, this could be life-threatening, guys, just as life-threatening as any other storms we're seeing. Let it play through. You see what's happening in the Northeast. Here's our storm as we start over here, coming across the Yucatan. Check that out. Crossing Florida and the Big Bend, tying in with this low system. Look at the pressure drops. That's what you call a bomb genesis. If you get so much pressure drops within that 24-hour period, you're going to create some very high snowfalls, winds. Look, this system combining with this system, that's all it's going to take. Again, they haven't seen it set up like this since 1950, 74 years ago. Now, I'm going to go through a couple of images here, guys, and this is what they call the Canadian model. Just came with an absolutely wild solution for Thursday. That's next Thursday. It says it produces a bomb cyclone near New York City with pressures dropping from 986 millibars to 960 in only 12 hours on November 21st. And usually the bomb genesis or bomb cyclone is if it drops that much within 24 hours. So it's a fast drop. If something like this were to occur, you'd see feet of snow in the Poconos. The GFS at the same time has a center of low pressure north of Lake Erie, while the European models has the center of low pressure in central Ohio. Suffice it to say that much uncertainty remains in the evolution of this system, but it bears watching. It says folks in Pennsylvania, New York, Ohio will get snow out of this. Exactly and how much, they're not sure, but they're watching it again 2 or 3 days ago, watching this thing, or Tropical Storm Sarah, move across Florida. I was concerned about this, so you guys look at this. Just go back, stop the video if you need to, look at it, and we're going to start updating this storm as well as what the remnants of Sarah. Let me show you a couple of more images. Now look at the area right here, guys. Here's Manhattan right here, but the lowest pressure setting in 986 is going to be right here. Check this out. Right there you're down in Virginia, you're down in getting close to North Carolina. But notice the moisture. See the blue areas here, a little dark in here, but right here, this could be really tough. And they're saying that if you're planning on traveling next week, you check everything before you go. Watch for cancellations of flights, etc. By the way, guys, I don't know if you saw the news, but there was a commercial airliner taking off, I think 747 maybe, from Dallas, going to head up north, and someone shot a hole through the cockpit before it left the ground, and they had to cancel the flight. It's getting very dangerous. You know, Texas is right there in the section where there's a lot of folks crossing. So just be aware there. Not only is it going to become more dangerous flying because of the weather, but now we're starting to see these threats. They're going to increase until the inauguration and probably will continue past that point. Now let's take a very wide look at what we're seeing here, and it's kind of unusual. I know it's the middle of November, but it's almost like El Nino did not really change. Everything's moving again from west to east, and look over here. Nothing coming off right now has a chance of developing because of the upper level wind shear. Now this system, as we're seeing it now, is going to move out. Right here is Tropical Storm Sarah, going to move up, move across Florida at some point. It's going to mingle with this system right here and this system right there. You got a lot of activity as far as energy inside the storms itself and all of this movement. So guys, this is going to be one threat. And they're getting it pretty hard down here in Venezuela and getting into the Yucatan, Belize, and that area. But this right here, guys, the combination of this, and this storm moving here at the same time could cause major problems. Prepare for power outages. Prepare to have your cars completely full. More water than you need. Fill up your tubs with extra water, you know, for flushing or whatever you need to do. Get bottled water, get extra food. All of those things, extra firewood if you need it, whatever. This is the week to prepare for a hard impact of the beginning of a winter that we talked about this summer when we started noticing, and mainstream media was showing us that the actual international convergence zone had moved over 150 miles north over here on the European continent. Areas are flooded in Africa that had never been that way. And we talked about that then. If this is happening now, and some of the earlier cooler weather, would this be an extreme weather or winter event, an extreme 2024, 25 weather and winter season? But guys, again, I'm not going to make it a long video. I think you understand what I'm talking about. Of course, we're going to get some rain and moisture along this area coming into the Gulf over the next few days. And that it could be dangerous in itself. But we're going to have to keep an eye on it up here because it looks like a greater threat here than it will be to the Gulf states. Not putting down the extra rain, stormy weather. I just don't think because of this, what you're seeing moving into this area, the storm is going to strengthen that much. Once it crosses the Yucatan, I may change my mind. If I do, I'll let you know immediately. But guys, we're watching this. You guys have a safe weekend. So heads up, be safe.